All right, so today's video, we are watching a Junker Queen, an Orisa, a Sigma in gold playing on Junkertown. Now, what makes this game interesting is we're going to see something that I don't know if I've seen yet, and if I have, this is close to one of the longer Junkertowns we've ever seen. This is around a 36-minute Junkertown game. 36 minutes. I don't know what to expect. This map is usually, at the most, a 20-minute map when I see it, 25 minutes. This is going to be interesting. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. It should pop up the little subscribe button there, I think. It's supposed to, for some people. And with that being said, it's video time! All right, you're starting off in a good spot here, which is always good.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
All right, just a little bit of... try not to stand still there, and I just try to get people out of the habit of just like standing still at the beginning of the map. I know you're on Orisa. Okay, so first of all, let's start with step one here. One, you don't have to push after where the card is if your Genji decides to go in there. Two, that's going to be on your Genji. Now, the doll, thanks for the gift. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Swap scene. I was just making sure we were paying attention. All right. Here we go. Okay, so you're going for a flank. Now, that card keeps getting space, so the more and more you back away and you don't hold that corner, the more opportunity you're giving for the other team to do what they're doing. Okay, so at a certain point on Junkertown as a tank, like, holding this area is the most important part. The card will stop here, you have cover, and they can't get map control. When you just back away and try to go over here for a flank play, you basically make it harder on your whole team. You get what I'm saying? You make it harder on your whole team when you decide to go over here and do this. Now, if your team has like a strategy to all work together to go for a flank play, to all meet up, do that. But when you go over here, that's going to get you rolled. So, in your team, look at what you've given the other team now. They have map control here, there. So, just a start, and I can already tell this is going to be a good one because both teams seem to not know what they want to do on Junkertown. So, we'll find out. Okay, so you cooldown spam. I talk about this all the time. When you're playing Orisa, one of the strengths of your kit is your cooldowns. One of the ways to prevent the strength of that kit is to spam all your cooldowns at once, and that's what you just did. You want to time them out to make it seem like you always have a cooldown, but if you spam your Javelin right now too, there you go. Okay, now you have Javelin spin in 2 seconds, you can't use it, and you're going back to spawn. You see that? So, always think about your cooldown time as an Orisa. The best way when you're playing Orisa, right? When you're playing Orisa, is to time those out perfectly rather than just spam them. Okay, so now don't run to like the cart automatically and just stand on the cart. One thing you can do is go high ground, get a better idea of where they're at, and we'll run at the cart. And now you're gonna ult, and that's the most obvious ult we've seen. And they lifted it up with Life Weaver. All right, and you go. Now, how in the world did you get a Genji in this? I need to know now how there was any limbs that just happened. So the Genji decides to just go into the air. That was it. The Genji's like, wow, this is wonderful. Let me go into the air with the Orisa. I mean, it's gonna work if you see that. I mean, I just was surprised you got on the limb. Here's all your cooldowns. You're using all your cooldowns again. That was a little bit better because you can have a rotation here, but like, don't just... See, you bet he was blaming the Life Weaver on that one? I mean, that Life Weaver saved the team. But yeah, of course you gotta randomly blame someone else in that situation. Right? There you go. There it is. There's the Javelin spin. Now look at your cooldowns. If you see this as Orisa, bottom right, do you see that? That is what you don't want to see as Orisa. Now, it's going to happen sometimes. Like, if you're in a situation where you're out of position or you have to save your teammates, that will happen. But do you see, like, look at those cooldowns. That should not be a thing. But what you should have right now is probably a Javelin spin ready to go. So then you use your Javelin spin, and guess what? Then you have your Spear. Then you have your Gold. You see your rotation here, how it's a lot harder to play against that? You're making it easier on the other team.
No one can hide.
There it is. And now you're gonna use gold. And now you have a spear, but now you're out of cooldowns again, and now we're on the same rotation. And you're dead. Alright. I want to see what you do with this ultimate, because if you do Okay, so believe it or not, I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually like that play. No, hear me out. Chat, we're gonna look at that and we're gonna be like, what, why? No, hear me out. What ultimate is so good against Orisa ultimate? Like, if you were Orisa ult, what is the one ultimate you do not want to deal with? Hog ult. And why is that? Because Hog can ult you and you're stuck in place. Well, no, I mean, EMP, I get that, but Hog ult? EMP is different, because I'm looking at the comp they have right now. Hog ult will absolutely destroy Orisa ultimate. I'm actually okay with that one. You said Kiriko E? I said what ultimate? Not what abilities are like ultimates. Then we could have said Lamp, too. Lifeweaver pedal? Yep, true. I don't even know if I said ultimates. I was going with ultimates, and that was... I don't mind the queen swap here. I think it's going to be a bit tough if you're playing this way. But we'll see. I said also... Is it Death Blossom? Oh, yeah. I love when a Reaper Death Blossoms with an Orisa ult. What do you do? 4 damage? You probably heal the Orisa. Okay, so I want you to think about what you just did with this play. You're by yourself over here. You're in a good spot. You then run to the cart by yourself rather than backing up with your team. This is the type of stuff that, like, you need to improve on this, because you're already doing this a ton. You have, like, one default playstyle, and that's the cart has become a magnet, and you were going to make your way there. If you play like that, especially on defense, and you give, like, free picks to the other team, this is how you end up with 36-minute Junkertown games. How does Junker Queen Shotgun do against Roadhog Shotgun? I mean, Queen's left click has gotten a lot better now, in my opinion. The shot has gotten a lot better because you have a bit more of that range. I forgot what change they made. It was recent. Like, remember it was a spread across the map. There was some of that made it a lot better. If you want to play around here, yes, this is good. Don't go to the cart yet. You can play the wall and then... Alright, sneeze for a second there. But, like, do you see what you're doing? You default to the cart again. You get hooked away. You get ulted away, and you're back in spawn. Rather than play that, like, that corner, that angle, you just go right to the cart. Do you see what you're doing? And, like, if you're getting yelled at by your team, like, go to the cart, that is not going to be the play. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think that's what's happening, but you're doing the same thing. You run to the cart, rinse and repeat. Run to the cart, rinse and repeat. You gotta minimize on those type of plays, and I think you'll be in a good spot. But, like, you're not doing that. That was a great play by the Hog. That was a good play by the Hog. I agree. Okay. Step 2 for your play style. I want you to start to be a bit more patient with both, like, your... I'm trying to think of what would you call them? Like your javelin spear and, like, your knife. You see what you're doing? You're just throwing it. I want you to be a little bit more patient, take an extra half of a second to line it up or understand how the projectile speed works. And the way to do that is just think, once you hit, like, one of those knives, goes for hog hook, goes for javelin, etc., you'll start to see the projectile speed. And you're not going to hit everyone. Like, I'll go games where I miss a bunch of Junker Queen knives, but they're pretty close. So the point I'm trying to make is understand the projectile speed, take your time with it, and then get value out of that. You're getting 0 value out of your knives. Now you're gonna hit a knife, because every time we do that, it's what happens. All right. Nope, there's, okay, good. All right. Now you're gonna try to ult this in a second. It's either gonna go extremely well or it's not. That's it. There's no in between here. I mean, honestly, that tree kind of saved you. I like the ult idea, but I feel like the tree saved you. Because you would have went so deep into their spawn. Be careful. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, you see your knives, though? You're missing every single one of them. Oh, you hit one. Let's go. Good job not pulling your knife yet, so that way the hog doesn't get pushed forward 2 feet. You're rushing your knives. I'm telling you right now, I can already see you would have such a huge improvement if you just slowed down like your ability usage when it comes to like your knives or your javelin. See, you're just, it's, I don't even know if you're trying to aim with it at this point. I think you just see people on your map and hit the button. That's what it feels like you're doing. That's what it feels like. All right, you're the card pusher. Which listen, I get it. I have 1,200 hours on just the card alone for the objective. Hey, you hit a knife, let's go. So why am I live so early? I'm live at this time every day. Fate. Thanks for the 98 months of the finish, friend. I think it's a long time. I appreciate that. It's okay to ult this, by the way. Now's your timing. You can ult this easily because you just heard them use plays. The Sombra has an ult. Now the Sombra can hack again. There you go. Perfect. Good attack by your Sombra. Nice play. That was good ult. Very good ult time in there. Ooh, you hit a knife. Let's go. Also, that was a perfect knife timing. But I do want to point out you're a bit more patient in those. Like, it's happening, like, where you're just being... Oh, yeah, as I say that, you just throw a fastball 2 feet in front of you. Going to high ground to help your team. And now you're going back low ground. All right. Good shout. That'll save your teammates. Remember, sometimes don't worry about the shout saving you. It will save your team. The amount of times that you'll be playing against a Jugger Queen and they'll accidentally save somebody is so high. Happens all the time. Nice. Using the window. You can kill the Life Weaver tree here, too, if you need to. When you have a window in front of it, you can go for it. Now, obviously, looks like you're good now. Shout, 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 shout. I want you to shout a little bit sooner there because I think your bat might get the credit for that and survive that. Remember, the shout is for everybody on your team, not just you. Obviously, you can use it for yourself, especially when, like, you're frontline and as a tank, but in those type of situations, just keep your teammates alive, right? It's okay to use your abilities to help your team. Okay. Don't be afraid to ult this again. Carefully position. You're in the middle. Good health pack awareness. I like it. Look was used. You can turn and ult now if you want to and get the hog in it. Good job. Perfect ult. I don't mind that at all. Nice play. Now I want you to see something. That hog's positioning, not ideal. That was your positioning on defense last time. Do you see the difference? You see that? Okay, so now you have EMP. So you want to play close with your EMP. You want to be ready to follow up. So what your goal here to do is when your team EMPs, you rush in with it. Obviously, unless something else happens, you don't. But like, this is a perfect EMP. Get ready. This is on you. This is on your Sombra at this point, by the way. EMP time? Or are they waiting for hog ult? I mean, even then, like, it would be 3.5 seconds without... Or what is it? 3? Is it 3 seconds? 3.5. Maybe it's 3. I say 3.5 because it used to be like, okay, there you go, perfect. Nice. It doesn't get rid of the hog ult, but it at least prevents them from being able to heal. Honestly, that was a great play by their team. If I'm going to be real with you, that shows you right there it was a great job by their team. All right. Go top right. I want you to go top right. And the reason why you do this is just so you take away that part of the map. Taking away high ground can be so important. Doesn't matter if nobody's there.
Yes.
Here we go. Going up high ground. Going up high ground. Nice. Good play. Okay. You took high ground just a different way. That's fine. That was a perfectly good play taking high ground there. Nice job. Here we go. It's time. Going for a huge axe. And ult now before rock. Okay, well, they just rock now. Ult now. This is your timing. The longer this team fight goes, the better for the other team. Okay. Good ult. Nice job. Now take map control here. You know they don't have pull. Nice job by your team. You should be good here. Wait for it. gonna win this. Yeah, you win this. I mean, it's a 36-minute game, so it's not like I'm like, oh, what a prediction by me that they're gonna win this. It's a 36-minute game. Okay, so decent adjustments, good play by your team. Now the next step is this. What went wrong in the first half of this? Your positioning was bad. Where you played, you gave up too much map control. So what are you gonna do? You need to go and keep map control for your team. All right? That's how you're gonna win this game. Well, actually, never mind. You're on attack. I keep forgetting. Patience with your right click. Nice. Good job. Try to pull that hog down if you can, or go up to the hog by getting them to pull you. Good job by your team. Your support's been playing really well too. See their Mei? The Mei's out of position now. Their whole team is out of position because of that Mei. Now, oh my! Your supports have been playing very well, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like you should have went back and spawned real quick. All right, nice. Good job getting the Mercy. Nice play. That was a good job. I gotta be honest with you though, your supports popped off right there. Good recognition there of the Ana. That's exactly what you want to do. At a certain point, that was a great play. So, there's always this discussion where people are like, why are you shooting at the tank? Why are you shooting at the tank? You can't go for the tank. And I feel like when you do that, that's how a tank pops off. But what I want to point out to you that you did very, 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 very well right there was at a certain point you recognize time to get up the tank and disengage into the back line. And that timing is what you're looking for. Morning, kitty. Morning. It's all timing based. Am I live just on TikTok? I'm live on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. You could win this right now if your team gets up there. Here we go. Ring is this gold. Next hook, go in. Or sleep. Perfect. Use your shout. Use your shout. Don't forget about your shout. Oh, what an EMP because it gets rid of the mail. What an EMP. EMP stops mail. Well, it gets rid of it if it's very landed. Nice job. Well played. Go in, get this limit. You get this limit 100%. Now back away. Now back away. Maybe not actually. That is a 50-50 play right there, by the way. But in overtime, it's okay sometimes to make that play if you really need to, because that's only going to help your team now. They won't have an Ana. They're going to have long spawns. Obviously, the other team is doing exactly what happens in overtime. They're running to the point one by one. Yeah, going for the Ana there is it's 50-50 in the sense that, like, if that hog hits the hook, then you get rolled, right? And then the Ana doesn't die. Now, this is not ideal, but I'm going to be real with you. Your BAP, your supports in general are doing a great job. And then this is also why sometimes I talk about positioning so much. Do you see everything you're getting away with right now? Like, everything that you're making play-wise? Like, in general? Like, do you see what's happening? Your teammates are saving you. So if you do that consistently, there's no guarantee your supports will play that exact same way. So that's why it's good to be in, like, the habit of good positioning, because not every game are you going to have a support that does that when you go and overextend and almost get rolled, which is what just happened, but your teammate saved you twice during these overtime fights. So remember that too, that, like, that's the reason why you're like, oh, but look at this, I'm popping up. It's fine. You can still have good position and make great plays like that without having to have your teammate invest every single ability on you. See what I'm saying? Perfect sleep. Nice.
Emongg blankies, emongg blankies, emongg blankies.
Ben, thanks for the 2 months of the British friends. Thank you, thank you. Here we go, here we go. Nice block. By the way, you have made the adjustment to being more patient with your knives. If you haven't noticed, that's why you're hitting more. At the beginning, you were just launching them, like, immediately. Now you're being a lot more patient with them, which is good to see. Don't be afraid to ult this. I mean, I'm fine with that. You were okay. All right, not a bad attack. I gotta say, your supports are playing really well. I'm gonna be honest with you. Here we go. Now remember, last time you got really aggressive when your teammate did. You do not have to run up to the cart. You do not have to run up to the cart. You said Ego VOD? No. Okay. Yep. Do you see what I'm trying to get at here? Like, do you see this play right here? How you just played really aggro the whole time, and like your supports did such a great job of being able to keep you alive for a minute plus. But then, like, rather than play in a much better spot, you just kept going back to the same spot over and over and over again. Like, it feels like if you had a life weaver on your team and they pulled you away, you would still run back to the cart. This is why I say you gotta work on, like, the good habit of good positioning, because if you keep making that play, you're gonna be so reliant on hoping that you have supports that can keep you alive during that play style. It's okay to play aggressive, but you need to do it with correct timings, and you just kept staying there and staying there and staying there, and look what happens. It's okay to go up there, build up a little bit of ult charge, fall back. You've already wasted 30 seconds to build ult charge. That's a step in the right direction, right? Oh, would you mean? Oh, yeah. All right, you're on their back line now.
Tactical visor activated.
Good morning.
Team overrun this. Yeah, you over ulted a little bit. But the good news is, you still have ults. The bad news is, the other team didn't have to use anything yet, so... It's okay to still deny them a little bit of space during this, by the way. What you're doing is you're doing that strategy. I think we've showcased it on the green screen before, where you win a team fight and then your team's reaction is to stand there and do absolutely nothing. You're just like, okay, that was great, good job. Now let's just stand here. And then what happens? All that map control that you could have denied or made it more difficult or made them have to use an ultimate, they don't have to do because now they're across the map. Now look at their ult pool. Look at the ults they have. They have every single ultimate. You didn't force them to use an ultimate. You didn't force them to have to spam abilities. You just stayed there, waited, and they made a play. All right, so you have your ult here. Now, in this situation, it's okay to use one ultimate to force their ults. They're going to be kind of on their back foot right now with how they have to play this. So, one thing you want to try to do is not feed. Okay, so we're going to go back to what I said. The cart is not a magnet. You do not have to play in the middle of the open. It's okay to play back. It's okay to give team fights time. If you were by yourself, you were going to get rolled. And I know your supports have been keeping you alive during a lot of these team fights, but I want you to think about that. Your supports have played perfectly to keep you up all the time and to allow you to pop off. Your team has kept you alive so much. Now, it doesn't mean they can do that the whole game. Maybe their next lamp will be a 10th of a second late, just like that one. And it's not even a bad lamp, it's just you're out of position. They're trying their best. Like, they have to worry about other stuff, too. Like, also, that EMP by your teammate is not good for your team. And this goes back to, like, be smart with your ultimates in these situations. Because look at the other team. Now your team has kind of put yourself in a spot where it's like, okay, we can't take this fight. We lost our best ultimate to win this. Your team's staggering a bit. Nice job using the shout for your BAP. Now back away, back away, back away. Okay, so what you want to do here is play smart. Okay, I'm going to show you something, because I think this is going to be a good way to showcase this. When you're in these situations, all right, my mic's working, right? When you're in these situations, there's the way you want to play tank, okay? If you're playing tank like this, you ready? Hello, I am in the middle of the open. What are you going to do? Oh, you're going to hook me? Now, granted, it's hero-based, right? If Orion's standing there and they can't do anything and they don't have Shattered, you can have different positioning. But if you're playing against a Roadhog and you're just going, hey, how's it go? Y'all having a good day? Yeah, we've been in this game for almost 30 minutes. You want to make it a 36-minute game? Sounds good to me. Let me stand in the middle of the open. How y'all doing? You're in overtime. This minimizes team fights, right? Think about this. You've now minimized how many team fights you can have because you decided to stand in the open. Now, as a tank, ideally you want to play more like this. Hi. 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 Right? Because you're playing around a corner as a tank. You're peeking around the corner, you're trying to bait out cooldowns, you're in a smart spot, right? So what's going to be an easier limb? Hey, how you doing? You doing good? Or, hi. Right? So that's kind of the way to explain playing tank. A lot of the time, you want to create space, but you want to also use cover. So if you're playing tank more like, hi, then you're probably going to pop off and make a play, right? If you're playing tank in the middle of the open where you have no cover, right? Even when you try to go, oh no, there's a hog hook, you're like, no! And then you get hog hooked, and then you're like, oh, I can't stand playing against hog! Right? And I'll do that either way, with good or bad positioning, but that's apart from the point, right? So remember, less of, hey! More of, hi. All right? Now keep in mind, when I'm talking about that, that doesn't mean that you don't, like, you can still play aggro while having good positioning and using cover, right? There's going to be times you're going to have to play in the open, but when you, like, look at you're playing against. You've gotten hooked twice now doing the same thing. You're standing in the middle of the open. You have no way to go, right?
Time for the reckoning!
Stop staggering. Overtime does not mean run to the cart over and over again and lose team fights. Stop staggering. Just stop staggering. Regroup. Take a team fight. Now imagine if you waited on your team there for that play. Did you see how many people were one shot there? This is what I'm referencing to this also. Look how many people there were there. Look how many people were one shot and how many teammates were alive. If you start to recognize your team's falling over, back up for a second, make it last possible team fight if you have to. I know they have ultimates, you can hear the hog ult, etc. But you have now given them basically a free point, and the reason why you're watching it from spawn is because you're in overtime spawns. Just to once again reiterate, you'll hear me talk about this a lot. Overtime spawns are longer, which is why you always see these really long games if players aren't playing around that, right? Overtime spawns are longer, which will minimize how many team fights you have. Let's see how your attack goes. This has been a treat, huh? Here we go. Do we play the song yet for Nobody Has Touch Point? No, not really. It's been just kind of like straight up the same thing. Now, I want you to, like, there you go. Perfect. I was just gonna say, be wary of where that hog is and go for a pull. Because if the hog is gonna keep pulling that corner, that's exactly how that should go. Anybody who overpeaks that corner and you're playing that, do that. If you played Overwatch since 2018 and you didn't know that overtime spawns are longer, they are, yes. And that's why there's always less team fights. It's also why sometimes you'll see the team with 4 minutes lose to the team with 1 minute. Because the team with 1 minute is getting one less team fight per point. And if the team doesn't play around that, they have more, there's more room for error for the 4-minute team if they have a good attack, that is. If they have a good attack. Now, if they just get rolled immediately, there's going to be obviously way less room for error than the other team. That's why you'll see teams that have less time win because of those longer spawns, which minimizes the team fights. Good job getting aggressive on the back line. Nice cleanse by your teammate. Your teammate saved you again. Your support's been playing great. Good job going for the Ana. Your team's on cart. Nice. Good play. Good aggressive play. Nice job. Still want you to work on your knives and like your javelin spears. I know we haven't played Orisa in a while, but I think that will benefit you a lot. Okay, so your team's won the team fight. I can tell you want to stay on cart. I am happy that both your Junkrat and Ashe are getting a little bit aggressive because you just were able to win the team fight before they were able to respawn. That's a good sign. Now, right there, I want to point something out. You accidentally just had good position and it went in your favor. You were playing over here. You weren't like trying to. You just kind of ended up here. You were close to the wall. You kind of did what we talked about. The hog misses the hook, and now you have opportunity to go make a play. You see what I'm saying? Just alone having that good position and see the play style. Like, look what the hog sees. It's exactly where it's like the high. You see what I'm saying? A lot harder to make that play. Now, obviously, I think your position is going to kind of get worse here. But, like, that's exactly what you want to do. You can go for an outplay if you want here, by the way. You know the hog used hook. This is probably your timing. Don't, oh, well, they just used it again. This is your timing again. Good ult. This is either going to be your team gets off the cart or you win this. It's one of the two. Because you have committed to this Ana. No one saw that. No one's...
It's only buckshot.
You know, it's probably one of those moments where it would have been like, oh, supports are so OP. Oh, this is ridiculous. And then, like, it's like, you know, I don't think that was a support issue right there. I'm going to be real with you. You're just staggering the Ana. Also, you almost got off the cart. Yeah, you know? By the way, I want you to see, some people might agree with this play, might disagree. I want you to use your shout right now. I want you to see your BAP's HP. Pretend you don't know what their cooldowns are. Just hit shout. Good job. Now, the reason why I like the shout there, you're like, it's a 1v5. Any limb that the other team gets is going to be huge for them. So you do not want your BAP to die there, no matter what. Even if you're like, you lose the next team fight because you don't have your shout, I am okay with that because that is going to save your team. Now your BAP's there, your BAP has lamp for you, and then you save that. See? Here we go. Remember. Nice. Good job. You ready to use your shout? Reason why I'm okay with just something to remind people here, especially... Oh, I paused. Especially when you have Kitsune. See this right here? See the Kitsune? It helps your cooldowns. So if you use your shout early, you'll have another shout up, or close to it. And it makes your cooldowns decrease, that is. You get your cooldowns back way quicker. I find that sometimes players will go out of the shout and not benefit from that. That's why sometimes you'll see people be able to use, like, their Suzu in the Kitsune, and then have a Suzu again right at the end of the team fight. See? Long team fight here, huh? This is... I can't believe you're still on point. You actually can ult now. Ult to the left, otherwise you're getting off that cart real quick. Like, to the wall. Right? Over towards the window. Nice job. There you go. Nice play. Very well played there. Nope. Oh, those supports again! You just saw the Wrecking Ball race? Oh, what, on the TikTok? Yeah, that was a spectating. That was... I didn't create... Just to point out for that TikTok. Also, great job there. Good job surviving on the point. Good job using your movement. Wonderful ult. Totally fine. Nice play. All right. I think... I'm not going to spoil this, but based off of what we see, I think your team might be able to take this. I mean, I pretty much have an idea of how this is going to go. But yeah, this was just a... I do want to point out, and I hope this can help you with your tanking a little bit too. If you didn't have the supports that you had this game, I don't think this game is 9-6 right now. Your support saved you so many times, and don't get me wrong, you made some excellent plays, but that's also why I really think you need to clean up your positioning and how you are playing half the time, because if you don't have your supports play like they did this game, this is going to be look what you're doing right now. You see that? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Even in a game where you're probably going to win this and it's 9-6, you're still making those mistakes with your position. You see that? All right, here we go. Good shield. Oh, the Junkrat trade. Keep your shield up for now. Nice follow-up. Use your next shield to block hook. One thing you can do against Hog, by the way, if you can get the timings correct. Nice. Good job by your team. You win that. Nice. Good job. So yeah, we'll talk about that very quickly, and then we'll go from there. We'll talk about this very quickly. One thing that already you need to work on is your positioning. This game would not have been a 36-minute game if you were playing in a better spot, and you could have lost this game if you kept playing the way that you were. So take the advice of, like, play better positioning. You can still play aggro, but always have a place to go, and don't stand in the middle of the open and get hooked. Recognize the heroes you're playing against. Obviously, if they're playing something different, you can make adjustments to that. But you need to play better at that. Outside of that, it wasn't too bad. You had some good plays, which was nice to see. But yeah, it was really interesting seeing a 36-minute Junkertown game. But this was just like a game that should never have been 36 minutes. But hey, it was a good one. It was fun to watch, and I hope you're able to kind of learn from some of the stuff that we saw. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. A lot of awesome videos on there. If you want to submit your own spectate, look in the description below, you'll see my Discord. That's where you can submit that. We also record these live on stream, so you can see the Twitch chat right below the webcam. Make sure to stop by. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day/night.